So as we touched on, this is going to be an AI qualification system for inbound leads to a business. So easiest way to explain this is if we had a website and say we had this book a free consultation form, and we might be running ads to it. We might just have that on a website and people just discover it by searching the web, or we're showing up in Google results. But at some point a business, like the example I gave before, if you're an accountant and you only work with builders or plumbers or whatever the example I gave, some people are going to fill out this form who are not necessarily the right person for you. And as I mentioned before, not all of the people who fill out your forms, particularly if you're running ads or doing content and it's driving traffic to this landing page as a business, not all of them are going to be people that you actually want to get on calls with. Because if you get on calls with them and they're not your ICP or the person that you could potentially work with, then it's going to be a complete waste of time. So qualifications is a very essential part in pretty much any business. And what you're going to build is a very, very powerful system, starting off with something basic like this. And then we're going to progress it to something a bit more advanced like this. And then finally, something extremely valuable and powerful that you guys are all going to be able to build along and ultimately sell this to someone if you wanted to afterwards. You'll start off with building a form on a Tally. So we're essentially replicating this kind of website form, but we're just going to build it in Tally in this case. You can embed these into different websites, etc. But just think of this as the form that people will get sent to. So maybe they clicked on an ad and then they get sent to this, how can we help? We're going to build out this form. And then when people click submit on this form, it's going to send them into this, basically a fancy spreadsheet. And in this case, we're using Airtable. Airtable is like a really awesome platform, which you're going to get to use a lot within this build. But Airtable, you can think of it like a fancy spreadsheet. And we're going to be able to map each of these answers to a row in this database here. So every time someone fills this form out that we create, it's going to load it and add it as a row into this database. And the cool thing there is that Airtable allows us to, within make.com, our workflow builder, it allows us to set up events that when things happen in Airtable, like, okay, let's watch for new records that arrive. And that's what this here is doing. So this trigger of our automation is going to be watching for new records that arrive in this. And then it's going to take anything that arrives in here, say this first row, and then it's going to put it through this automation here. But in this case, I'm making it extra simple for you guys, and that we're actually just using Airtable's built-in AI features. So down here, you can see in the tutorial that you're about to go into, we will use Airtable to create an AI column here that's going to take in information like here, where they're talking about their company, their budget, and about their needs. We can write a prompt in here, and it's going to automatically fill out this row. So as soon as a new person arrives in this spreadsheet, this field that we're creating here is going to automatically qualify them and use AI in this prompt that we write here to analyze the information that they gave us and then output if they are qualified or if they're not. So we're doing the qualification with AI built into Airtable, which is going to save us a lot of time and messing around with jumping back and forth. So we will do immediate qualification with AI within Airtable, and then we're going to, if they are qualified, we're going to send an email to them